Humans has kept animals since thousands of years. However, the concept of pethood or animals being kept for companionship probably started in the mid-16th century. Oxford English Dictionary's first reference of the word pet is in 1539, and it was defined as a baby lamb raised by hand. Pet keeping in its current form started being prominent in Europe since the 19th century, when a split between domesticated farm animals and domesticated house animals started taking place. In Western countries today, the trend of owning a pet, whether it's a dog or cat, is experiencing explosive growth. In the United States alone, about 65% of households contains at least one pet. Moreover, in the Middle East, the relationship with pets has also evolved with time. Thus, the number of pet owners increased. Huskies recently became the stars in so many famous films and TV shows, the latest being the popular show Game of Thrones. In the show, direwolves, which has gone extinct around 13,000 years ago, looks very similar to Siberian Huskies, except for the difference in size. However, Huskies are extremely difficult to pet. This is due to their nature as pack-oriented animals with a high prey drive. In cases of any lack of training, exercise, and mental activity, a husky might become destructive. Today, animal shelters around the world are filled with Siberian Huskies who were abandoned by their owners. This is majorly due to lack of research done on a Siberian before owning one. If not trained well and offered a specific amount of activity and brain stimulation, Huskies can be extremely aggressive dogs. They need a lot of activities, are highly vocal, and are notorious escape artists. Rescue shelters came to this realization after recognizing a pattern, as the dogs being found were mostly named after dire wolves in Game of Thrones. United States-based organization Blue Cross has reported a 700% increase in unwanted husky-type dogs. Abandoning pets can cause situations like the one in Moscow following the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the economic crisis, as people has to let go of their pets. Around 30 years later, a pack of stray dogs were still roaming around the streets of Moscow and attacking people, specifically children. In the Gulf region, there were efforts to combat this problem. A set of laws highlights banning the ownership of all types of wild and domesticated but dangerous animals. People who break rules will be required to pay fines and, in some cases, even jail time. To avoid this, Qatar specified a set of animal protection laws which states that the animal owner's treatment is considered a violation of the provisions of the law, and these bylaws, and will receive a penalty in case of any of the following: exposing animals to neglect or malnutrition, abandoning animals, or leaving them without providing food and water in sufficient quantities. Animal owners must provide a suitable place for shelter and accommodation that is compatible with the type and nature of the pet they are raising, in terms of sufficient space and appropriate climatic condition to carry out their activities normally. Persian cats, for example, which are seen a lot around Qatar, are a breed that can't tolerate high temperatures, so owners are required to create rooms for these little creatures inside their houses. The Ministry of Municipality has previously launched a campaign titled Compassion, with the aim of sheltering stray dogs. The government stated that all dogs receive the necessary medical care and will be sterilized, vaccinated, and rehabilitated prior to being put up for adoption.